Hello, my name is Jackie Barr, and I'm a leader at Epiphany. I am just so honored that I was able to get to speak at Epiphany Team Come Alive's training that we had just last weekend in Salt Lake City, and it was such a great, incredible experience, and I'm so happy to share that with you. So to share a little bit about myself, again, my name is Jackie Barr. I am a mother to an incredible, joyful, loving boy that is 13 years old. He has been diagnosed with autism, so we've had a home program in our house for 9 years. And it used to be 6 days a week. Now we're at 4 days, 2 to 3 hours every single night. And I have a full-time job. So I understand being busy. I understand about making sure you want to build your relationships and to really spend time with people that you care about and love about. And then another fabulous thing about me is that I just had to go ahead and join Epiphany. When I see how many people that there are working at Epiphany headquarters, you've got Jack and Rachel and Tyson and their teams. They are so passionate about what they're doing to help us succeed. It's just incredible to watch. 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. I am grateful to say that I have been cured, 99.9% cured for 2 years. Now, when I first was diagnosed, I worked on my health, and then after I got cured, I decided to go ahead, and actually a little bit before, I decided to work a lot on me on the inside, meaning I threw myself into a ton of personal development classes. A lot of them were based on emotional intelligence. It was really, really important for me to go ahead and do that because I wanted to work on the inside to help myself heal. And I'd love to share with you some of those experiences. So the first one that I want to share with you, I love being right. Now, who else loves to be right? I mean, you just know that you are absolutely, positively right. Raise your hand here, comment below, let me know, because you just know you're right on something. And you're like, if everyone would just listen to me on this, this is the only way. Okay. I can tell you, after all the personal development I've done with emotional intelligence, my relationships are at the highest that they've ever been. They're the strongest, greatest relationships I've ever had. And it's because I've done a lot of work on how I say things to people, how I listen to people. You know, it's really interesting that when you think of perception and when you want to be right, is it better to be right, or is it better to have a way of communicating with your friends, your family, your downline, your upline, your clients, and everything in between, right? So what I realized is that I didn't need to always be right. Let me explain. So I got something super professional, okay? It's like super pro-fesh. Are you ready for it? Yeah, it's a twisted word. Yeah, it's going to help us right now. So when you think of you want to be right, okay, what happens when you're normally right? We're going to start this off in the front, in the top, so we're at a neutral spot. Now, are you ever able to totally convince other people that you're right about something? Like when you do, you're like, oh, I'm right, I'm totally right. Oh, I'm absolutely right. Oh, I'm 100% right. Don't you understand this as I'm right? And then it seems to go around and around and around in circles, right? That's what kind of happens when you're having a conversation. Instead of if it looks something like this, perception, right? Let's start back at neutral. Instead of just telling someone that they're right, or that you're right, and explaining where you're at, what if you did something different this time? You want to know what I mean? Okay. So if we start off here, instead of going over here and you feel like absolutely like, oh, my position's the right way and they just need to listen to me, let's try that again. What if we go ahead and say, you know what? I can appreciate your perception. I can appreciate how you feel, and I acknowledge you, because people love to be acknowledged. They love to feel heard. I love to feel heard. I love to feel acknowledged. It doesn't matter that you have to agree on everything. It matters that you're heard and you feel like they've actually listened to you. So we'll start here at neutral again. I can appreciate where you're coming from. Go back to neutral. Now here's my thought on it. This is how I feel. Now here's my thoughts. You know what I mean? So it comes out differently. This is so fun. And I love that I'm doing it with Twister board because it makes it ridiculous, which is pretty fabulous. Okay. But it's a serious like thought to kind of get across. Okay. I can appreciate your perspective. Go back to neutral. Now here's my perspective. And it's magic when you can go back and forth and talk to each other and give each other ideas and thoughts about why you think a certain way, instead of it going around and around and around and around. You start to see that you can hear their side, and then you can go back to your side, and slowly but surely, instead of it going all the way down here to it has to be the way that you think or that they think, all of a sudden it goes right here in the middle. Left foot and right hand. So that all of a sudden you start seeing, oh, I can understand where their perception is a little bit. I can understand it. And even if you don't, it's okay because you have difference of opinions. Now, are different opinions going to happen? Yes, they happen all the time. But what's a better relationship? A relationship where you have to be right and you go around and around in circles? Or is it going to be a relationship that actually has one where you communicate, you learn from each other, you're able to listen on both sides of the story, and really understand and hear where they're coming from? How cool is that, right? So, does that make sense? So what you're going to do is you're going to say, I can appreciate your perspective. Now here's my perspective, right? So you're able to give them that time, so you're acknowledging them, but you're also sharing them with what you're feeling. That's such a great thing to do because it gives you different ideas. It gives you a way to communicate. It builds your relationship. How cool is that? Now here's the thing. Now that you know this amazing twister thing, right? Now you're not going to carry the twister board with you everywhere you go, right? You're not going to have one of these that's from your son's twister game that your husband said, honey, to explain that you should totally use a twister board. Thanks, hon. But what you're going to do is you have this responsibility now of really trying this in the next conversation you have, that you feel that, you see someone and they absolutely feel that they're right. Just try it. See what happens. I can appreciate your perspective. Now here's my perspective. And see how it can change your life. What I want to do here is I want to help change the world. I want to help people build their personal development and their emotional intelligence in a way that they can go ahead and help make the world a better place. And if you want any more questions, or you have any questions or more information on emotional intelligence, I'd be happy to answer anything that you have. And you can always follow my YouTube channel, which I'm going to go ahead and post in the comments too. I'm posting a lot more content when it comes to emotional intelligence because I think it's really great to use in everyday parts of life, in every aspect of your life too. I am so grateful to be here at Epiphany. It's an incredible company. There's so many wonderful things that are coming up that are going to just blow your mind. And it's something where we get to build this together, brick by brick, as my fabulous friend Amos said. And it's something that is going to change lives. Let's start off and make something so incredible and so fierce and so passionate and so loving that we're going to have people raving fans about what we're doing, because what we're doing is completely different, right? Epiphany is part innovation and part fashion, and we get to combine them and have people enjoy life and their clothing and their style and just give them as many fabulous things as we can. I love you all. Thank you so much for being with me and sharing this. And if you like the content, let me know, and I'm going to make some more. I think you're amazing.